best starts.
Okay, Rob.
All right, continuing my series of 91 Gulf War
Long-winded models. Okay.
Long-winded models. Okay. We have here a Trumpeter 32nd scale MIG-21MF fishbed J in Iraqi markings. The model itself was produced, I want to say around 2005 or 6, and it did have a few flaws in it. So what I did with this kit was I went with the Aries aftermarket cockpit, but I didn't use all of it. I have a habit of seeing that the kit itself has some good features, and I try to mix the parts. Also, Aries, well, not Aries so much, but Verlinden. If you buy Verlinden stuff, their cockpits are like slab molded, and they have like a ton of extra resin, and that stuff's bad for your health when you sand that stuff, even with a mask. So I don't use it. So in this case, the cockpit flooring and everything was the kits, but the instrument panel and all the detail on the seats and things like that were either aftermarket Aries or stuff that I scratch built. Overall build of the model was quite good. No fit issues. I don't recall using any putties or fillers on this kit. It's been at least 3 years since I built this model. As one of the very few airplanes by version that are in 32nd scale that you can do in Iraqi markings, this one was actually a good build. I really enjoyed building this. Had a lot of good history on it and everything. I'll go ahead and take this and turn it upside down. The model is, as always, is done in pure enamels and is done using my sponge technique. I don't use an airbrush. And this airplane, the model is configured for ground attack because all of the Iraqi MiG-21s were set up for that. All of the ammunition and stores came with the kit. In fact, other than the cockpit detailing, everything is out of the box.
So is this like the other Trumpeter jets where the tail cone comes off so you
Yes.
can see the engine?
Yes. You can pull the engine.
I saw the gap, so I thought maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that baby. Yeah.
The engine itself is out of the box, but unfortunately, Trumpeter made 4 versions or 3 versions in 32nd scale of the MiG-21, and that used the same engine. This is a Klimov, I think 007, which is what was used in the earlier ones. The newer Klimov had a lot more parts and components to the afterburner, because the Russian jet engine technology was such that their afterburners had a lot of delay in them. And when they ignited, all the burner sections did not ignite at once. They had a lot of problems with those. And finally, until the last model of the J models came out, they finally solved that problem. And the rumor had it that they just used a Crash F4 Phantom J79 engine and solved all the problems by reverse engineering and putting an afterburner section that is almost a carbon copy of the internal combustion components of a J79. So unfortunately for the model, that is the wrong engine. And there are some differences. I mean, if you saw their latest model, it has a lot more add-on components on the outside of the engine. Are there any questions?
Is this a drag chute deployment?
It's
open?
Yep, that is a drag chute deployment thing. The model itself offers the components to be opened or closed. So I mean, if it offers it, I'm going to use it. Like if the flaps are made in the kit, so the flaps could be down, I'll put them down. And I'll always add to the kit if necessary. But like I said, like typical Trumpeter models, I mean, they're excellent. I love them. They go together very well. Very few fit issues. And the best part, out of all the foreign makes, their formula for building a model is the same, whether it's a tank, a ship, an airplane. They always go with the same formula, and they're easy to read. They'll still have mistakes, like they'll misnumber a part, and they'll have things where, as you can see where I'm highlighted here, that they have you install parts a little too soon that can easily break off during the building. Yeah. So, and it's a big problem not only with these guys. Oh, there's the guy that was teaching me Arabic. Make sure hey man, when I do my research, I do it right.
Sleeper cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where you'll see all the
Rob
highlights.
Otero, Commander of Sleeper Cell.
That's right. So anyway, that's the nice thing that I really like about Trumpeter's
What
kit.
year did this come out?
It was an early 2000s kit.
Oh, really?
I'm not certain. It might be on the
That's pretty
instruction
good
sheet.
for that.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there's a copyright.
Yeah, it's. I want to say before 2005.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see a copyright on here. So.
Right now. I'm working on a two-seater A10 by Trumpeter, which actually came out in 2001 as one of their first. And my God, what a horrible kit! The fit is on. I swear there was not a Trumpeter model, and it's got so many things wrong. Because I was fortunate enough to work on the two-seater, and whatever you read about, there was only one. No, there were two, but the kit itself has got a lot of mistakes in it because they built the single-seater model first. And the single-seater model is based on a much later Block A10 that went into production, which has the chaff canisters under the wingtips, and it has all the other stuff that the two-seater never had installed. So all that's got to be eliminated. And that model is just really got a lot of things wrong with it. And so it's very surprising for a Trumpeter model.
Did this have an injection seat in it? Just curious.
Yes. Yeah, the Russians actually had, they put ejection seats in all of their planes going all the way back to their MiG-15 during the Korean War. I don't think the Russians had an ejection seat before the 1950s, though. I think everything was, you got to bail out. Yeah. Any other questions?
No problem with the fuselage, I remember you had a model before that had a lot of problems.
No, this one, well, I was hoping that, that when Clay mentioned that, he said the tail comes over, I can see the gap.
I just wanted to mention that because it seems like every plane he's got, the tail part comes off so you can see the engine. So I said,
Well, thanks to that, I'm going to pull a Will. I'm throwing the model away.
but you got to throw it against the wall.
Throw it against the wall. Yeah, it's infallible. It's not perfect, so I got to throw it out. No, anyway, actually, Trumpeter does that with all their jet models. They offer a way of visually looking at the engine, either by pulling the tail off or putting panels and things. Well, to answer your question, yeah, there was no problem with the fit on this one. It went in pretty well. You guys, a few months ago, I brought in my F100.
Yeah.
And that one did not have a gap.
Yeah. So I was wondering. And this little panel is already built like that? You just
Yes,
open it
yes.
up.
The way you see the kit is the way it's built. It's, straight out of the box. I didn't modify anything. I didn't scratch build anything. Actually, they give you a 4-man crew that comes with the kit. I don't know if it's in the
Like crew
instruction sheet.
chiefs and ground crew
these
and
guys.
pilot.
It's a ground crew, and they're loading the guns.
Oh, wow.
And they're really not bad. I didn't want to use them because, unfortunately, the way the ammo goes into the side feed for this thing, again, it's on an earlier one. The later one, like this J model, the gun pack actually is lowered. It's on cables, and then they put the ammo in the ammo can, and then put the can onto the gun in the pod, and then the pod gets retracted back in. Where this one, they have you hand feeding the ammo belts going through a side, and there's a door on the bottom where the guy receives the belt, and then he manually feeds it into the gun and puts all the panels back on, and that didn't happen on J models. So yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Nice.
425 rounds.
Beautiful.
That's the whole 9 yards.
I know. You ready?
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.